Okay, so we're heading into game one, Monored versus Flying Horses. That's a deck name from now on.
Yeah, flying horses.
And both these
Pegasus?
decks are most likely to survive in one form or another beyond rotation.
Huzzah.
Huzzah?
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Yes. Well, that's becoming a relevant point. I mean,
That's true.
control as we know it, with Cloud Blazers, Scarab Gods, just dies
Control
greatly.
is always weakest after rotation.
True. Yeah, it's not unusual to see a full standard, an 8-set standard, having a control deck as the top dog.
I mean, this standard started with aggro decks, and then it became mid-range combo, and now it's full-on control.
Yep, true.
Because you have so many more options.
Yeah, I think the best deck right after rotation is going to be Mono Red Pirate.
Maybe. Could be.
Buccaneers
see.
Bravado to attack for 10 on turn 3, 4.
I mean, it will all depend on what's in the new set. But
True, but people won't have the time to get the card. You know, the first leaderboard in Bredere is 1 day after rotation.
it's plenty of time.
Uh-huh.
You can play 6 pre-release events by that time and get all the cards. If you're committed.
Yes and no. Yes, you can play 6 pre-releases, and no, you won't get all the
You
cards.
can trade.
And then you need to build the deck.
Yeah, so build the deck before. All the cards will be spoiled.
And we're on our way with the Land Elves on turn 1. Best possible start ever.
It is already dead.
Oh.
It has been shocked.
Shocking developments in this match.
They serve the conduit, which is basically the more elves on steroids.
Twice.
Yeah. That's because, you know, drugs don't last long. And there's a horsey.
The horse has arrived already? Yep.
Yes.
So it still has hexproof. I mean, screw this. So it still has hexproof. The second clause is irrelevant here, but it still has hexproof.
Yeah,
Ancrop Crasher doesn't care.
that's true.
Will the horse fly? No, the conduit will fight. Conduit will fight and become stronger for it.
So 3/3 sample.
I'm a bit confused. Surprised that he chose to play it on the conduit because it still trades for 8 of the removal spells that Alan has right now.
That's true.
Chain Whirler. But it's looking pretty good for Tom here. 3 cards in
Yeah.
hand for Alan. And that's a
That's a
cartouche.
flying horsey. Cartouche of flying.
It's knowledge. It is knowledge after all. And 1 with the wind. So this is 10. This is 11 damage, I think.
Is 1 with wind plus 2 plus 2? Or plus
Yes. So it chooses
it's
to
11.
hit for. Jo, dat is niks jong. Jij ook bedankt. Proficiat hè. So Alan at 7, but still mono red. So
Well,
I mean 4 mana can be 6 damage, 7 damage
yes.
out of the blue. So you have to be really careful on how you block. That's also why Tom wasn't attacking here. And I think he knows that Alan isn't playing pump spells like Kenneth was.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, threatening. Wait, this is game over.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's just game over.
Okay.
Yeah. Alan really had to attack there. Yeah, Alan had to alpha.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, Alan had to alpha strike and somewhere somehow forced the Vinemare to block, so he at least has an extra turn. But probably Tom sandbagged another pump.
It wouldn't have traded.
Why not? It has 4 toughness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't burn it. That's X-proof. Still, no. We only lose 1 creature, which means you push him down to 10, and then yeah, you're still dead. Doesn't matter. Yes, Sander won. He's in the finals, waiting for the winner of this match. And in this match, game 1, the unexpected pretty much happened.
Called it.
Tom is an underdog against Monored game 1. Designed his deck to be this way. Designed it to beat blue-black control decks, and said I just gave up on the red matchup and decided to see where I was going to end up. After boarding, it should get a bit better for him, as he gets dive downs and negates, so he gets to protect the rest of his creatures even better. The rescue run is diluting the pushing power of your deck, the aggressiveness of your deck if you sideboard out too many of your proactive cards.
I'd be interested to see Alan's side in active treason, given the fact that Tom has clearly shown he's willing to put his enchantments not just on his hexproof creatures.
Yep.
So that could be a fun surprise.
And again, destructive tampering for the alpha strike potential. Yeah, and just more burn. He doesn't have anything he wants to or needs to cut, I think. Yeah, there's nothing he needs to cut. There's no magma sprays in there.
It's a very fine-tuned deck. You don't want to change too much. The only thing with the aggro matchups is how much do you dilute your main plan.
Yeah, but I have the feeling, and I talked about this with some other people, that sideboarding in Gentry to me feels harder than in Standard. Standard has a higher power level, but also the tools you have at that power level are a lot more specific. Where in Gentry, especially your sideboard cards, they're more versatile, widespread, and as are the cards that you choose to put in your main deck. So for me, it always felt really hard to choose what I want to take out.
I think the easiest types of deck to sideboard with, and correct me if I'm wrong, would be control decks, because your main plan is to control the other person, so by adding more control, you're not really diluting your main plan.
Yep.
Hey, I said something that made sense.
Don't think Tom is an underdog against Monored, even in game 1. So this is the rock, paper, scissors. Vinemare beats blue-black beats Monored, and Monored beats Vinemare. That's what the players seem to think. I disagree with that assessment. Control is by far the easiest to sideboard with. Yeah, in Gentry. That is, I am inclined to agree with your assessment of reality.
Your assessment of reality? I'm not going to say anything. I'll just sit here quietly and watch.
Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to the main show.
I like how you actually turned the screen instead of the webcam.
The webcam can't turn. Can only tilt. Alright, and we are getting ready for game 2. Tom got flying horses in for game 1. Quite nicely juggled aggro and the need to defend himself against Monored. So
I think he played it perfectly.
Quite. Tom also quite capable of playing correctly.
Yeah.
He's been around a while, knows how this game works. This is really 2 generations against each other, with Tom being the old school player who's been playing, I think, since '94, and Alan, I think he's finally in his 2nd year of playing Magic.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, he won the Gentry Open after playing 9 months of
You can really no longer call him a rookie, but Tom just
No,
has
no,
so
he's
much
not a
more
rookie.
experience to fall back on.
Yep.
That being said, Alan does grind a lot of competitive events.
Yeah. Very active player. And he's about to get into Modern, he said. So he's very happy about
Yay.
Shocklands being in Guilds of Ravnica now.
Oh, has that been announced?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. There's been a 30-40 card spoiler from PAX. Okay, Alan, game down and now a card down. And I don't think I saw land in that hand.
That is a mulligan to 5. Or a Josh call.
Tom de Waal for champion?
We already call him Grandpa Gentry.
You do.
Everyone I know does.
Chat's happy about getting Shocklands. All of the innuendos. In whose end, though? Mark? All 24 people now know who you are. Well, this part of you.
Oh, I came on the.
Oh, hi. You're famous now.
I was already famous now. 24 more.
24 more people. Lamawar is also watching. Infamous, yeah. Mark's still there. Yeah, he's
can't
just
see what
leaving,
card
I
that is.
think. It's a Viashino Pyromancer.
Okay.
And a Servant of the Conduit for for Tom.
Yes.
And he has one blue mana open. Dive down. Second Viashino.
So no 1 drop and no 3 drop. Oh.
Yeah.
I said nothing.
Shock gets dive down. Called it. Kept a non-lander and repped 2 of the top. What, really? Really?
I didn't see that. Wow.
Wow. If that's true, that's actually pretty crazy. Okay. Cartouche of Strength gets rid of one of the Viashinos, but we have Ancrop Crasher coming in to keep pressure on. That's another 5 through the defenses.
That's an Exotic Crusher.
Now, Tom needs to get on the board with something impressive,
You just
and
Stream Leopard.
a cat isn't really impressive.
It's a blocker. Against 1 attacker.
Ooh, Ambuscade. For Tom to get rid of the Ancrop Crasher, and Ether Sphere Harvester as a life linking stop sign. As
And this game looks to be closing.
yeah, this well, Tom's at 9, and Alan has some cards in his hand,
Well, he has
but
almost
one hit from the Ether Sphere will probably lock
closed
it up.
this. I mean, there's no board presence from Alan. Not really.
Now, that's the craziness about the deck is
Yeah,
you
but
don't really need one.
Not on 3 mana. You need a
No.
bit more to play with.
No. So you have insult and injury, and one of them is a Carnage Tyrant.
Yeah.
You can choose. Yeah. Crew on the Ether Sphere, give it lifelink, get out of burn range, because that archer is actually scary in this position. And a Vine Mare.
Of course, because why not?
And I think a handshake is appropriate soon. Upkeep, Alan, upkeep. I don't know what happened. Well, this looks like Tom de Waal getting his slot into the final to fight against Sander de Quick's deck, which he designed his deck to beat. It's looking juicy.
Definitely a very
Cover your ears,
exciting
everybody.
final.
Where's my yeah? There we go.